So I just got off the phone with Sydney Diongzin, and he's put me up to the One Light Challenge, which means I have to create a short film that's 90 seconds or less, and I can only use one light source that can be found in a common household. In this case, he's told me that I can only use a flashlight. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. So I told him I will challenge you to do the same, but you can only use matches. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you guys my little short film, and then I'm gonna show you guys the behind the scenes, kind of break it down to you, and then stay till the very end of this video because I have something for you guys. So let's go ahead and begin. Damn it.
Hello?
I'm hearing noises again. I thought you took care of it.
What? Where is it?
I think it's coming from the sink.
Okay, don't panic. Just turn on the water. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Hurry. Okay, so we're kind of getting everything set up. I'm gonna be shooting this with the C200, and I'll be shooting this in RAW. You know, it gives me the flexibility to adjust the color temperature in post. I want something that obviously right now it's daytime, but I want it to feel like it's nighttime. So probably be shooting this around 3300 Kelvin, and it doesn't really matter because I can change that in post. Like I said, I want the most dynamic range. I want to have the flexibility. Also, because I'm only shooting this by myself, I don't have anybody else here helping me. I mean, I am having somebody shoot the behind the scenes, but in terms of this video, nobody's really helping me. I can pair this with this wireless monitor using this Teradek, the Teradek receiver, and this is a transmitter. So everything here will be all wireless. And once we get it set up, I'll show you guys. So that way it allows me to see myself in frame without having to, even though this does have a an LCD display that I can turn around. This is much easier because I can see and frame my shot. So anyway, let me go ahead and set up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I have a fog machine here. One of the ways you can really enhance just your light is using a fog machine. We're not really cheating, we're just enhancing the light. Fog is gonna allow us to just add atmosphere to this room. And it's just gonna give us a really unique look, a lot more cinematic. First things first though, we gotta get rid of all of these smoke detectors because it will be very loud and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the smoke detectors, kind of get everything set up, and then we're gonna fog it up. One of the benefits of doing something like this is I get to be in my pajamas. Isn't that great? So obviously you guys saw the little short film. I'm gonna be sleeping, pretend sleeping. So I'm gonna get all this set up, get rid of these pillows, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is gonna be our first shot. This is like the establishing shot. It's gonna show that I'm sleeping. I'm gonna change the color temperature here, but I also wanna show depth. So over here, you can kind of see this wall here, and I kind of wanna get a little bit of that just to kind of show depth there. And then because I am shooting in DCI, which means I'll have a little bit of room to rearrange or reframe in post, I'm gonna create like a fake sliding shot. That's the cool thing about always shooting in a higher resolution. Also, because I am shooting in a 2:1 aspect ratio, it'll also give me some flexibility to also reframe not only from a vertical position, but also horizontally. So that's always the benefits of shooting with a high res. So if you're shooting with something like 6K, then you even have more room. So this is the Teradek receiver. This is the Bolt 500. So the transmitter is on the camera. It uses an SDI signal, and then this connects to this Blackmagic 7-inch video assist. The benefit of that, and get out of frame, is that you can see right here what the shot's gonna look like. This is all wireless, and it's beneficial to me because as I move over here, I can literally just set this down and then get into my bed position. And you can see from the monitor there, if you want to get closer, you can show them. It shows me my frame. In fact, I should probably move this a little closer to me. You can see, I mean, obviously I'm not looking at myself, but you know, if I turn the monitor around, I can see myself, I can see the frame, and then know that that's exactly the composition that I like, without me having to go to the camera and doing all that. So this thing is like a game changer. Being able to change, you know, move this around and position it wherever I need wirelessly, it's awesome. All right, so I'm setting up the microphone. Obviously I got it out of frame. I can see there's no mic in frame. We just still want to capture, you know, the noise or any noises that we can, because it'll just save a lot in post-production than having to, for example, when I get out of bed, the sheets moving and stuff like that. So the less I have to do in post, the easier. So I'm just running an XLR cable to the camera. I'll just come over here, and I hope it reaches. And it does, barely, but that's all that matters. There we go. We got audio, yep. Just move this a little bit over here. And it looks like everything's out of frame. Yep, everything's out of frame. You can see the audio levels. Looks good, perfect. It's getting lit in here. So even though this is called the One Light Challenge, you could still use whatever light source you can naturally. In this case, we're gonna use a little bit of the sun. Now, I am going to overexpose a little bit because I'm shooting this in RAW and I can crush it later and just bring the blacks and make it really dark. So I'd rather have the highlight recovery in case I need it. So we're just kind of, again, creating atmosphere, and then once it clears up, we don't wanna overdo it either. So I think one spray should be good. And then we'll shoot our first take. Okay, so we just filmed the part where I get out of bed. Now we're doing the low angle shot, and this is where we start kind of revealing the light source, which is the flashlight. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's looking pretty cool. Probably gonna hit a little bit more fog so that we can get a little bit more atmosphere. And that's the whole idea. We want to accentuate the light to give it that dramatic feel. So hopefully the film turns out good.
Looks like a damn lightsaber.
Actually, you could see it, dude. As I get closer into frame, like, okay, so the key thing whenever you're shooting and you're using just your natural resources is, obviously we're using daylight still. We want to leave the blinds a little bit open, and I'm going to be walking through this hallway, and the idea is this is going to serve almost like as a backlight. Now obviously this is going to depend on every house or wherever you're shooting, but always try to use the sun. I mean, that's a natural source of element, and if you can use it, I mean, it's free. Obviously you have to wait till daytime, but that's the idea. Try to use that as much as possible, and that's where we can create some reflections and stuff like that. So right now we're gonna be shooting the part where I touch the light switch, and you can see this nice glow effect, and that's coming from this light source that's coming from the back, which is the sun. And we just, I guess in this case it's good that we have blinds because we can control it really nicely. So I think it's gonna look good. All right, home stretch. We are almost done. One of the last scenes, I guess you guys can watch in the monitor. Action. Okay, so for this last shot, what I want to do is, this is the part where I look under, or inside the sink. So how do you get this sync? You know, that's like the problem. So this looks pretty close to like a sync head. And what I'm gonna do is, you can kind of see it right here in frame. Obviously it's gonna be a lot darker, but it kind of looks like a sync head, I guess. And then we're gonna use this. It's just another hood from a lens. I think this is the macro lens. And then I'm just basically placing this above right there. I have to rotate it more like this. Then we place this wannabe shower head, or not shower head, I guess sink head. And then that should hopefully, I just gotta figure out a way where I can keep this mounted where it's not gonna move. That is a challenge. Still working on that. MacGyver. This is MacGyver right here. I've talked about this tool. It is amazing. It always comes in clutch whenever you need it. Okay, MacGyver. Thank you, MacGyver. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. All right, let's get camera up, turn everything back on. Took a while to get this going, so we turn off gear, but I think that should do it. Whew, sweating over here. All right, that should do it. That should be the last shot of the day. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that's a wrap. This actually ended up working out. We got the wannabe sink head using like an exfoliator for your face, and it worked. So kind of pumped about that. And you can see right there on frame, just kind of peeping the head, and it looks good. Movie magic, nobody's gonna know. Well, now you guys know, and that's okay. But we're done. We are done filming this. Pretty excited, and yeah. Okay, so we're doing the voiceover part. I got my buddy Sean, who's gonna be helping me with the shoot. And doesn't he look like the guy from Breaking Bad? Come on, guy. All right, so anyway, so we have the Mix Pre 6. I'm using Adobe Audition, and then he's gonna go over his lines. And go ahead, dude.
What? Where is it? What? Where is it?
One more.
What? Where is it?
Great, so we have a couple sample tracks. Obviously, I'm gonna get rid of all the other stuff, and then I'm gonna add a filter so it looks like he's coming out, or at least it's sounding like it's coming from the smartphone. I gotta do the sound of a monster. So I'm trying to think what it would sound like when it just barely wakes me up. So maybe something like... Sounds like a monster though. I kind of want it to sound more organic. See what that sounds like. Nah, see, I don't want it to sound like a demon. I want it to sound like something more, like I said, organic. Like if something was living inside that faucet, like what would it sound like? You know what? I need to get something to have like a hollow effect. 1 second. Hold on, I think I got something. So I'm gonna make myself burp, but not like a, here, just listen. Hold on. Hold on. I kind of like that because it has like a, you know? So here, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I like that, dude. I could just adjust the pitch a little bit, but I do like this one. It sounds gurgly. That's exactly what I want. Something gurgly, like bubbly. Okay, we'll save this one. That wasn't bad. That last one. Yeah, it sounds like the drain is like clogging up. Hold on.
Dude, bump the audio of you swallowing air right there.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That might be, you know what? Hold on. You know what? I should just do that and get closer. That's not a bad idea. Okay, hold on. All right, so I talked about the benefits of shooting in a DCI format. So the Canon C200 shoots in true cinema 4K. So what I'm able to do is I can do like a fake slider shot. So I'm adjusting my position here. It's obviously this way, so I want it to kind of reveal me as I'm sleeping. So I'm gonna go this way and then just now reframe everything just a little bit right there. Then I'm going to ease in. So it's a lot smoother. Just bring this over here a little bit more. Okay, so now when I roll this, it should look really good. All right, so yeah, so once that's done, I'll show you guys what that looks like. So it looks like it's sliding, revealing more of me. And we'll cut to the next shot. Cool. Okay, so I just finished this short film. It took me about, I want to say like 3.5 hours to fully edit this. It was actually not bad, and it took me about 4.5 hours to film it. So overall, less than 10 hours. So I want to show you guys the breakdown of the timeline and kind of show you exactly what I did here. So we'll start off with why I shot this in RAW. So I'll show you guys really quickly the difference between shooting something in a regular, DSLR versus RAW. So right now the values are at -2. So our exposure, I dropped it down by 2 stops. So I'm going to show you the difference. So this is what it would be like if I didn't do anything. That's just normal. That's remember I told you guys I overexpose or slightly overexpose a little bit. That's what it looks like. And if I drop my exposure down, which I'll probably drop it even more extreme to maybe like -3, look at the difference between that. So I'll show you again, before and then after. That is a huge difference. So with RAW, it gives us that flexibility, and we are also able to adjust the color temperature, which I pretty much nailed. I didn't have to mess with that. Now, if we move down here, the actual sounds, like when he's talking, my buddy Sean, so I'll play it really quick here.
What? Where is it?
So it sounds like it's coming from the cell phone. What I did there was, if you go to Premiere, there's a thing called parametric equalizer, and if you hit edit, there's a thing called old time radio, and that gives us that sound. You don't even have to do anything. Just go to parametric equalizer, drop that into that audio clip, and then just use old time radio. You'll see like different presets and stuff like that, and the old time radio usually works the best. Now there's this one scene up here when the light flashes through, and you kind of see this, I guess you can call it like lens flare effect. That is actually fake. That wasn't real. That is something from lens distortion. So I'll kind of try and show you guys really quick here what that looks like. If I take that off, if I just go to normal, you would see it right there. So what I do is I apply that on top of that layer, go into screen, and then it just pretty much overlays it on top of my other clip. So yeah, that's completely fake. That wasn't real, and you can see it there on the timeline. Another place I added that to was over here when I'm peeping through the actual faucet. This is fake too, those lens flares. So just to give it a little bit more dramatic feel. Now in regards to sound, I pretty much try to do all these sounds myself. The one burp that I like, which was right at the beginning, it was, let's see, it was actually right here. So we'll play that real quick. That was actually the burping sound. And then all of the other sounds, like towards the end, I just couldn't really nail the sound that I wanted when the yell. So I actually got that from Epidemic Sound. And same thing with the soundtrack. The soundtrack actually worked really well. The music was beautiful. It actually fit this entire short film. But this right here was actually, all the other sounds were from Epidemic, so I couldn't reproduce that sound for the life of me. A little fun fact, this last shot right here with the flashlight falling down, that was actually shot with the Sony a7 III using my favorite Helios lens. And nothing of this is fake. It's all real. Dropped it and it just landed perfectly. I really like that. And this last shot, just this dropping the light, is kind of me telling Sydney, like, I'm dropping the mic, buddy. Like, this is the one light challenge. Like, that's me ending it. And then towards the end, when the light goes inside the flashlight, that's just kind of like ending everything, like the light challenge. I don't know. Just thought it was cool. A little neat thing to add in there. But overall, very happy with this little short film. The fact that I was pretty much able to do this in less than 10 hours, I'm pretty amazed by it. And it just shows that if you just put your mind to it and just create something, you can do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little short film. I will leave a link down below to Sydney's video, and he was only able to use matches. Sorry, dude. I mean, hey, it was your idea. But anyway, what we want to do is hopefully inspire other filmmakers and really show that you don't really need crazy lighting equipment. That's the whole idea. So what we want to do is challenge you. Pick an item that you can find in your house. Don't go out and buy, just pick like a flashlight, matches, whatever it is, and then really challenge yourself. And what we want you to do is create a short film that's 90 seconds or less, and then upload it to YouTube, and then use the hashtag #onelightchallenge. And then what we're gonna do at the end of this month is we're gonna pick 3 winners, 3rd place, 2nd place, and then our grand prize winner, which we're gonna be giving away some awesome products. I'm gonna leave more information linked down below in the description. The best way to find more stuff is also following us on Twitter and Instagram, which I'll leave those links down below. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. You will catch me in the next one. Adios.